love bugs. Once again, it is your girl Let Me Love here with another message from the divine. As I always say, today if you're hearing my voice, I ask that you harden not your heart, for I am just a messenger and we are all here to witness and learn. Thank you guys for your likes, subscribes, shares, views, and memberships. Everything is greatly appreciated, my loves. I don't know what was going on with that deck, but let's see, okay? You might be having victory out here and somebody is trying to do magic or was trying to stand in the way of your victory by doing magic, and they upset now. They wanted you upset, now in turn they're upset, so it's some sort of backfire. This person was trying to hold you back, yeah, from this victory. They didn't want people to look at you in a better light, okay? They didn't want some judgment to go in your favor so that you wouldn't receive some money or receive an opportunity. And now they sitting over there mad because you're not heartbroken. They thought they defeated you in the past by leaving you out in the cold for some sort of finances, okay? But you stood your ground, okay? You're out here independent, making your own money. You didn't need whatever money this was that these people tried to keep from you. I was gonna say this person, but it said these people. So it was a group of people trying to keep some money from you, or they did keep some money from you, and they thought that you was gonna be upset about it. You was gonna feel some sort of way once you found out about it, but you don't give a damn. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, you out here making your own money, cuz you ain't need that money that they were supposed to give you. All right, now they had a stalemate because they feel like they were supposed to leave you in some sort of poverty situation, but the fact that didn't work, then their spell work wasn't working, okay? Maybe they feel like you tapped into your high priestess energy. You're listening to your intuition. You know better. Maybe that's why you're not getting upset. You possibly already know that this money gonna come to you anyways. These people just need to accept their defeat. You're very hard working and they didn't like that. Maybe you've been very hard working since you were younger, okay? You've been special, you've been blessed since you were a child. They possibly been taking this money from you since you were a child. Possibly trying to use you, maybe use your gifts for some of y'all that I heard you. Somebody was trying to use your gifts ever since you was a child and block you out of some sort of destiny, block you out of your destiny. Maybe they did some sort of research on you or a birth chart reading when you were a child, found out that you were supposed to have a destiny, and then they made it a business, this entire group of people, to try to suck your money from you, take your money from you, use your energy in order to benefit themselves and leave you high and dry, okay? Now, somebody who was supposed to come work with you, somebody who they sent to work with you, was supposed to take you out, was supposed to end you, and that didn't happen, and now this person feels some sort of way. This person could have been using slander. This person could have been putting money on your head. It could have been a lot going on between whoever this was that was supposed to come toward you, act like they fell in love with you, and then betray you, okay? Maybe that was another way that they were supposed to keep you away from some sort of money, keep you busy, try to keep you in this stress, worried, and anxiety type energy, but it's not happening. You balanced out your emotions. This is somebody who was supposed to come in and pull on possibly some sort of trauma wound. If you had daddy issues or mommy issues, or shit, your family just didn't really fuck with you like that, then this is the person who was supposed to come and play off of those. And I seen this light in the back right here, and I heard real loud Mount Zion. Okay, so you're blessed. You're very blessed. The road to Zion. Okay, you're elevating. They're upset, and then I'm getting like Garden of Eden energy. Like these people just upset that you balanced out your life and everything is happening on in divine timing. Okay, I was gonna say on your time. So you have free will. These people tried to block your free will in the past, all right, by gossiping about you, trying to block opportunities for you. Somebody who was gossiping, who was supposed to set you up, this King of Wands energy, this whole energy. This was somebody who was supposed to come and lay that D down. Maybe somebody who did come and lay that D down could be a baby daddy energy of yours, okay? Somebody could have sent in this person to purposely try to embarrass you, purposely get you pregnant, like baby trap you and set you up for some of y'all, all right? This person now is trying to attack you or was attacking you with all kind of illusions so that people were in cycles with you. It was him who was going around hating on you, telling all kind of lies about you, creating illusions about you because they wanted you to be shut down. It's giving me this shut down energy, okay? Causing endings for you. Didn't want people to see you in a higher light. Could have possibly also tried to offer you up or offer up your child for some sort of cult to cause a death so that they can get some money, because we got this Pope right here. We got the Pope right here, and then we got this woman, you know, she feels a little weak, and then we got this little baby that's holding her hand, you know, so maybe they wanted to try to take you out, make you feel weak, and then use this baby. Okay, offer you up to the pale white horse. That could be like a cult or a group of people who pray to the pale white horse. All right, this person thought he was going to be able to see success, but now you're being watched by someone else who wants to come and bring you this romantic offer. Okay, so this masculine might have been going around lying on you so that another man don't want to come in toward you, trying to make you, okay. So this is like a situation where you could be around a small town or whatever, and they got a bunch of churches in that town, and or this person could be a part of a church, because we do got the Pope right here, could be a part of the church, or some sort of church, a cathedral, something like that, some place of worship, but they use it for the opposite type of worship. Okay, they're not worshiping God, they're worshiping their God. They're not worshiping the Most High. Maybe your energy was actually connected to the Most High, and it was going against whatever teachings that these people were trying to teach, whatever doctrines. Indoctrination is what I heard. Okay, I'm seeing this ship sail in, so it's giving me, I heard the Crusades. So this has to do with like some Christians, some devout, quote quote devout Christians, people who only believe in what they want to believe in, and everything else is devil worship. Okay, they could have been saying that you was doing devil worship, all that shit like that, when they're the ones actually worshiping the devil. Because we do got these two pillars over here that could be obelisks. These two obelisks, and in the sun, this could be like a Masonic group. They were supposed to offer you up to a Masonic group, use you as some sort of sacrifice, because you actually have the connection to the Most High. All right, they was going against your teachings, or going against just you and your natural energy, because these women have flowers on the top of their head. The little girl got her little flowers, and she got her flowers. Okay, so y'all are more naturalists, shaman type of energy, actual healers. All right, and these people wanted to offer you up. Maybe this baby daddy energy wanted to offer you up. Maybe this family sent this baby daddy energy in to offer you up to the pale white horse to try to do some sort of insurance claim, take you out. Okay, but this person is upset that he's watching you now. He's watching how people accept you, people love you, people see that you're a loving and kind person, and you have some nurturing energy about you, and you also have this hermit energy as well. You could have went into hermit, or you are some sort of spiritualist. You're finding out certain teachings, you're finding out things that they had to go suck demon dick just to learn. Like, you're learning things naturally. Okay, and this person is upset about that. Okay, what else was I getting before I went there? They could have been trying to take a divine masculine from you. Okay, for some of y'all, if you were in a family that wasn't your actual family, this person could have been trying to take a father figure away from you, so that you wouldn't be able to learn and be able to be taught. Maybe, like I said, you had father wounds, okay, because there was an absent father in your life, or somebody who really wasn't your daddy in your life, and they try to pull on them traumas, and they wanted the same trauma for your little girl or your child. This is the little girl right here, but you can also have a son, you know, in the situation. Whatever you had with this person, they wanted to pull on that energy. They see that you're moving forward in the future. Something about somebody watching you on the globe, could be watching you on the web. Maybe they want to send you some sort of offer in now, but they have secret intentions. Maybe their secret intentions were to do this magic. I feel like you got your guard up though. You're not gonna let this person in. This person wants to get accepted in some sort of group. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you might be in a town that's like full of churches, or like I said when I explained everything, this might be some sort of church situation, or somebody who's involved in the church. Maybe, you know, your sorry ass baby daddy, now he want to come out after being in some sort of cult, this Masonic cult. Most of them mega preachers are in the Masons group. So the Holy Spirit said to tell you another thing. When they talk about the 7 seals and Revelations, the seals that were made by the Masons. That's why the Masons have to remove the seal. Like back in 2024 on December 24th, when the Pope had opened up one of the seals, I heard it was the 5th seal of Revelations. They opened up one of the seals, and they let everybody see from some webcam into the tomb. I know I did another reading about a webcam, and I think I did bring up a baby daddy energy. Maybe this is the one that recorded a private moment of you and was selling it online, using your energy in some sort of cult. Okay, there's a cult. I said that had like a house that was in the woods, and they got a bunch of voodoo dolls on people in this town. I'm telling you, this got to do with small towns. They got a bunch of people, voodoo dolls, inside of this place where they do this worship at, and it's somebody who's like is wealthy. I heard who is famous or wealthy, celebrity energy. Could be a mega preacher, could be like a governor or some political person. They own the land where this house is at. Like when they get in, it's like the cult owns this land, and when they get in this organization, they get this land handed down to them, because that's where they go do their dark magic at, right? And they have a house full of voodoo dolls, and they have like red, I'm seeing red string wrapped around, black string wrapped around certain people hanging from the roof, certain people being pinned up over here, certain people like I'm seeing laying in blood over here. They got like some sort of blood ritual sacrifice that they do, and they have the voodoo dolls over there. Whatever, they got a lot of stuff going on in this house in the woods. That's also where they do their sexual rituals at, and they do these sexual rituals by kidnapping some people, is what I'm saying. And they have like these little things set up to where it's like sex chambers. Okay, this is about to get pretty dark, but this is what they do and how they pull on your energy by making these webcam videos and shit. They watch these videos, or they play these videos in a big screen in a room where they have these orgies. Okay, for some people, unfortunate people who get kidnapped, or the children that get kidnapped that they use, they might put these people in a very dark room, and all of these occultists, they dress up with masks on and like gowns and robes on, and they go inside of this dark room where these people at, and these people just feel people tugging at them, touching them, and like taking it from them, sexually abusing them, because the people unclothe themselves in that dark room and just like pounce on them people that they've kidnapped. For some people, if you're very useful, they say, you have a lot of earth angel power in your womb, they will take you to a certain room and like pin you to a bed. And this is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, y'all. They will take you to a room and they will pin you to a bed, and they will like use sexual toys and sexual things on you to try to make you forcefully climax so that they can just stand there and suck up their energy. They might be the ones using themselves on you. They like abuse. They see people getting hurt. They see people getting, I keep hearing cut up, chopped up, sliced at, and they like masturbate to this. These people are very demonic. They're very weird, very strange. Okay, they have some people who like, they violate, and these people like poop everywhere. It's nasty. Okay, but this is how they do their magic in these woods. This person may have been a part of that group or wants to be a part of that group. I don't know if this person, your baby daddy energy, knows that they indulge in stuff this dark and heinous, but they do. It gets real nasty at whatever house in the woods this is. But this is like for all the small towns, that organizations like sex cults and stuff, those are the activities that they do in these homes, whether it's a house in the woods or a house on the beach side. Okay, a lot of these people that do this worship stay on the beach, like in beach houses or houses that are close to the water, so that they can pull on that moon magic energy. A lot of witches and warlocks. Okay, they all under judgment is what I do know. See all these naked people, they all under judgment. Okay, a lot of these people going through certain things, losing their homes, losing their money, losing their minds, and they keep praying to God, their God. But Archangel Gabriel is blowing the horn on these people, telling the truth. Their truth is coming out. That's why they praying, because they don't want to be seen for these nasty, heinous ass people. A lot of these folks ended up in these religions or in this religion because of their bloodline, because they were born into it and they had to do these practices, or they were blackmailed into being in it. Okay, maybe they wanted to use this sexual video of yours to blackmail you now that they see that you're a star, is what I heard. Okay, a lot of people around you know that this shit was going on. A lot of people weren't initiated or weren't allowed to go to this house in the woods, but that was the next step. Okay, a sacrificial step. I don't know. This man is upset though. He's upset that he couldn't cut you down. He couldn't, this King of Swords, he could be an air energy, or he just thought he was smarter than you. He's upset that he couldn't cut you down. He's upset that you won't take some sort of offer for him. I heard mediocre offer from him, so that he can come in and siphon some more of your energy with his rod, with his stick. Okay, yeah, this person is being impulsive. Okay, this person may be riding around, pulling skin, thinking about you, riding around. He gets some sort of thrill from chasing. The thrill of the chase is what I heard. Like riding around with a stick in his hand. But this is his phallus. Okay, I don't know. It could be a Leo energy. He's upset that you have strength. Okay, he's upset that something in you tamed him. Maybe he was a beast out here, and now you made him feel some sort of way, made him feel guilty about what he did to you, or maybe the child that he had. Maybe because he can't have control over y'all no more, he feels some sort of way. Maybe because he doesn't have access into this cult anymore. Maybe he want to make some more money from these people by getting more videos of you so that they can siphon your energy. You're moving forward. You've been working very hard, and you're accumulating your pinnacles outside of these people's control, and they don't like that. He's very jealous that you're getting money outside of his control. He don't like that. They're very upset you getting money outside of their control. They don't like that. It's because you put your guard up to them, and you're also protected. Okay, you're protected from your Holy Spirits and ancestors, and you out here preaching the truth and telling the truth. Okay, they didn't think that you would get this far. They didn't think that you would mature this far. Okay, It's very dangerous for a woman like you to mature this far after being left susceptible to their group, because now you could teach your child, who could teach her children, who could teach other children. Okay, you're a teacher of some sort, or you're gonna be a teacher. I heard of the Torah, and that's back to that high priestess energy, the teacher of the Torah. You know ancient teachings that they had to do demonic things just to learn. Okay, you know the demonic things that they do, and they have no choice but to believe in God, because how else would you know these demonic things? Maybe this baby daddy energy is being punished, or they're trying to look at him and blame him for stuff because you're finding out things and they think that he was telling you or he told you. I don't know, but they believe in God because now you're exposing what they do to people like you, to children, okay, like you, children of the sun, children of Zion. All right, these people are upset. They didn't want you to get out. They didn't want you to go against their teachings. I see some trees back here, like the trees of life. The trees that they cut down, the Nephilim cut down a long time ago. They were trying to tell y'all them mountains, them is not mountains, them is tree stumps, okay? Ace of Cups, moon magic. Yeah, they want to pull on your energy. You pull on your sacral energy, pull on your sexual energy. All right, but your creativity, pull on your creativity. They were pulling on your creativity in secret, but now they're defeated. Okay, like I told you, these people who stayed like off the side of some sort of water, or some sort of lake, or some sort of beach house, these people going through it because they were all sharing your powers to look like they were all sharing your power to look like they had powers. Let's say you were the conduit, okay, or the water is like the conduit. They was using some sort of water magic, or using the water next to them, moon magic. When they did magic on you, it will reflect onto them. Okay, I ain't never heard of this, but I'm speaking what I'm hearing. It will reflect onto them. Now it's not working. They can't do that moon magic on you no more. Okay, mirror magic possibly on you with the moon and reflection. They can't do it no more. They're heavily burdened. So you were the power source. If you were the battery, you were like giving all of these people in this group some sort of power. These people were taking your gifts and splitting them up. These people were taking your energy and basically just using it. Okay, you was like the light bulb. You was like the power company. Fuck the company. You're the power plant. Okay, you were the power plant. I heard smorgasbord. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Something about a smorgasbord. But these people are now heavily burdened. Okay, because they don't have this power. They can't celebrate like they used to off of your energy. They can't celebrate from your power no more. You moved off the common waters. You will be moving off the common waters. They don't want you to leave. They're trying to block you. They may be with all this gang stalking and shit, trying to cause conflict for you. Maybe messing with your car, messing with your job so you don't make no money. They're afraid that you're going to leave. See, they were so used to sitting up on these thrones or sitting up on their high horses, and they were using your energy just to put themselves in that position. They're not qualified. So the fact that you're holding your energy in, and you're shining, and people can see you're the one with the power, and they're losing their power for attacking you, for coming for you, for siphoning energy from you. They're losing their ranking, and they don't want you to leave, because if you leave, it's lights out. If you leave, it's a blackout. If you leave, they no longer have the sun. There we go, a child of the sun. You're the sun. All these rays, you was giving them that energy, and when you leave, they won't have that energy no more. Not all of them fighting each other. They don't know what to do. They trying to blame other people, or they fighting in the dark. They used to try to pounce on people in the dark. Now they fighting in the dark. What I'm getting from that pouncing on people in the dark is like a lot of people didn't know that these people were attacking them in this town. It was like if you were kidnapped as a child, you were strategically placed in this area so that they could keep you in the dark, okay, and siphon light from you. Now they fighting each other. You're going to have some good news that's going to come from a higher for energy, or you're having good news from the Holy Spirits. Archangels is fighting for you. You're in your life purpose. They're guiding you with some sort of protection, a masculine. So feminine energies with no protection. Okay, back to that whole church thing. I don't even think I finished explaining this. I just keep getting thrown off. But in a lot of church settings and a lot of church whatevers, they believe that no matter what goes on in your relationship, through sickness and in health and rich and poor and all that shit, you supposed to stay with the man that they want you to marry, right? And you're independent. You don't have nobody who is, you're not married. And as a woman, they don't like for you to be such a big deal. They will give you or send the masculine to you to break you down so that you don't shine your light. You're not such a big deal. You're not that divine feminine energy that they want to hide. The Opus D, that group of priests and people who like to take women out of the Bible, take women out of the Quran. And you know, you have certain women that's in there, but they take the importance of the woman out of those books and those teachings so that people don't find women important. And when you get in these small towns with these churches, you see all these people married that's cheating on each other, doing all kind of shit, beating on each other, children being involved, children taken advantage of in the situation, because they believe that it's better to be in a marriage than to be single. No matter what's going on in your marriage, it's better to be chained to the devil than to be single. Okay? They're afraid of that individuality. They're afraid of that independence. And you bleed that sort of energy. Everything about you bleeds that energy. That's why they sent this baby daddy energy in, because he was supposed to tame you. He was supposed to, you know, get rid of your shine. He was supposed to siphon that. He would have got some sort of big emperor deal if he would have been able to do that. Okay? But it didn't work out in his favor. So they just feel like you were supposed to be brought to an end. They didn't want people seeing you shine like you shine. You helping people. They didn't like that. Now they're financially juggling up and down. Okay, we still got these ships back here. It's giving me colonized energy. Okay, some Spaniards. I don't know where they came from. Okay, Jericho. This is crazy. How I'm getting all these something. The Mount of Jericho. Is that what that is? The Strait of Gibraltar is what I'm hearing. Mount of Jericho, Strait of Gibraltar. You may have some European people that's upset. These European teachings, okay, of the Opus D, these Spaniards. Yeah, these European teachings, colonizers. Maybe you're naturally born of this land in America, okay, and they were supposed to stop people like you a long time ago. They tried to stop your bloodline a long time ago. That shit ain't working. Their empires are crumbling. Ain't nobody showing up to their fucking churches no more. Ain't nobody believing these mega preachers that they put in front of folks no more. Everybody's falling, okay. Again with this tower, my throat's starting to get dry. But again with this tower, it's next to water. Something's falling. An empire is falling. These people are refusing to walk away from trying to harness your energy. Take your energy. Present or promote your energy out to the masses while you're captured somewhere. You know, the Strait of Gibraltar, when I think about that, the Strait of Gibraltar is like the body of water that they had between Africa and Europe to split up the Tower of Babylon. The Strait of Gibraltar came out. The Tower of Babylon, the reason they brought down the Tower of Babylon is because they were learning from each other. All the puzzle pieces from different religions and different ways and different languages were coming together. So they split everybody up and changed their languages. Like everybody was speaking the same language, and they split that shit up and changed the language. And I know a lot of people say, oh, God did that, but let's really talk about it. The God in the Bible, Amun-Ra, Semaja, Satan, okay? He was the one that had control, and he got mad because the Homo sapiens and people on this earth were evolving, okay? Because we had a lot of star seeds that were here from other planets that intermingled with the Homo sapiens and all of that shit. Like, that's when they got rid of the Neanderthals and all them people died. The ape woman that they made the Homo sapien from, because it's a lot. When you go back in the Bible, you realize that it is different gods that they speak of, just like in different like in India and in the Middle East and all of that shit like that. They have different representations of God, which were different fallen angels, which were basically different extraterrestrials that came and taught knowledge. And they were all upset at one point, okay? One entity, the one that claimed himself to be Amun-Ra, okay, the son of God is what he called himself. Okay, so you're actually a child of the sun, and this was somebody who was trying to pretend to be the child of the sun. Okay, Amun-Ra was a fallen angel, somebody who did not want to go for the Most High's teaching, and he came down here on earth and decided to do his own motherfucking thing and make himself God. When he created the Homo sapien race of people, okay, the Anunnaki, was it Enlil? When Enlil created these Homo sapiens, no, he created the Lulu, okay, the Lulu, and then they had the Adamites, and the Adamites came from Enki, who was a part of the was a fallen extraterrestrial that was an Anunnaki, and his brother Enlil. Okay, and Enlil first created the Lulu as clones. Okay, he used the great aliens. They call it Jacob's ladder. If you know about the big head scientists, the Anunnaki is Jacob. Okay, Jacob, not Jacob. Y'all know that J is a Y. So Jacob had ended up creating the Lulu, which was taking some of the actual Earth people that were already here. The ape woman took her egg. It's like in vitro fertilization. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my water. They don't want me to say this. Okay. The Anunnaki used back in the day, before the Great Flood, in vitro fertilization, when they take the egg and then an egg of somebody else, and then they put it in a woman, and then they put the sperm in the egg, and then she get pregnant. In vitro fertilization, that right there, they use that in order to create clones in the past, so that they can use those human beings, because they saw the ape-like people, they saw them as, you know, workers for them to take all the gold and all that shit and dig up stuff on the earth for them to use to take back to their planet. Okay, planet X, Nubaru, whatever you want to call it, right? Because they didn't have any more resources on there, and they needed gold to pump into their atmosphere so it could protect them from the sun. Now they wait a minute, I did a reading, and I said the gold pumps through your veins. They use your power. They use your earth power, okay, in order for them to seem like they're gods. So, they created the Lulu, okay, which were the clones, after they did the in vitro fertilization. And then Enki was arguing with his brother Enlil. They was getting into it. So, Enki made the Adamites. And the Adamites with Adam and Eve and the rest of them, you know, they weren't clones, but they were their own version of a Homo sapien, and he taught them how to procreate and make their own kids, because Enlil was happy with them making clones over and over and over just to work for them, and he got mad with Enki because Enki made a whole race of people that can fertilize themselves. Okay, they didn't have to make clones, they were making their own children, and he didn't like that, because eventually their evolution would go up and they would build the Tower of Babel. Okay, because you know Adam and Eve had Cain and all that shit happened, a lot of murderous shit was going on, and then they ended up, you know, coming together in different parts of the world, and they built the Tower of Babel, and they were elevating to find out who created them, who actually came down here, who the real Most High is, who, you know, everybody back in the day before all of this time, they worshiped the sun because the sun is what brought light, Ra, right? So then you had someone who came from Ra, which was from the sky, Umun-Ra. Okay, that's why I tell y'all don't say amen. You had Umun-Ra, and that's who, with the two obelisks and the sun, that's who the Masons worship. Okay, that's who they trying to raise up out the fucking Vatican to sit on that throne. Okay, when they open up the fifth seal on December 24th, when they open up that fifth seal, right up under that is the tomb, the U tomb, and they call it tomb U, the letter U, but it's actually Lucifer tomb. They love to say, oh, it doesn't mean Lucifer, then why the fuck would you name it Lucifer? Like, they like to play in y'all face, and if it looked like a duck, and it walked like a duck, and it quacked like a duck, what the fuck is it? You feel me? So they named it Lucifer, all right? And these Masons will unlock this seal after all that teaching about where that shit came from. That's why I said it's different folks in the Bible, but that's what Umun-Ra came from. Okay, he said, why would you worship somebody you can't see when you got me standing right here in front of you right now? Crazy as hell, you hear me? So they unlocked this tomb, they unlocked the fifth seal, so that they're trying to raise up Satan. They trying to put Satan on the throne. Okay, they have a throne built in the Vatican. Above this throne is dragons. All around this throne is dragons. Right in front of this throne, a seal that's on the door that opens up to this tomb, that's the tomb of Lucifer, is a dragon with bees and flies, a swarm of stuff coming out of his mouth. Okay, y'all, we talking about Revelations, we talking about this. So we do have a group of holier than thou people who want to keep earth angels trapped, who want to keep people in the world blind, who want to keep them from the truth. Okay, their teachings are being rejected now. They don't know what to do. Maybe they wanted you to work for them and you rejected their offer. It's a King of Pentacles who may be trying to come towards you. Okay, you rejecting his offer. Wheel of Fortune, the devil's on the bottom of the wheel now because justice is supposed to be served. They no longer have control over the earth like they used to. They're losing control, and people are waking up with these Christ-like energies. Come on, somebody. An emperor was breadcrumbing you because you was his baby mama. This father figure is so mad. This baby dad is so mad. This ex-husband is so mad because you're shining bright like a fucking diamond. All right, we got this woman with all these we got the Empress energy with all these stars on her crown. He's upset. Okay, some sort of doctrine won't be taught. He's upset he didn't get his turn to sit on the throne. They told him he would have a turn if he could take you out. He can't take you out. He was breadcrumbing you, possibly taking some sort of money from you to balance out his life. Okay, paying people, paying gang stalkers to stalk you, been doing this shit. Okay, we have an older masculine energy and a younger child. This person could have met you when you were young. This person could have groomed you. Okay, and listen, let me tell you something. When I got baby trapped, I was 19. I had my baby when I was 20. He lied to me. He told me he was like 23. He only had 2 kids. He was in the military. This bastard this bastard got out of the military. He was 28 years old while I was 19. Groomed me. Because I had daddy issues. Okay? I had family issues, period. Nobody really fucked with me and my family. Groomed me. Left me out here in the cold with my baby and mad because I don't be fucked up and bothered with him no more. This person could have groomed you. Okay? You might have thought you was grown, but you weren't grown. Especially mentally. You were not grown. And he used you because somebody paid him to do so in the past. Okay? He may be the type of person that wants to groom your child. That's how he gets success. By taking offers. He's a handler. And this person was mad. Now that he got to watch you from afar, have success. He feels like he was supposed to sacrifice you, or you were some sort of sacrifice, but now you have awakened. And you receiving justice. Okay, this is the same woman sitting on her throne. You're receiving justice. You took control of your own life. You balanced out your emotions. Ain't no trauma wound they can pull on. They can't be doing this sex magic in secret. They can't be doing nothing. Okay, you have stability now. This person could have also snuck a house from you. Took some sort of property from you. Okay? I know I be going on my little historical rants about what be going on, but that's what be going on in my head. Like talking about the Strait of Gibraltar and the Tower of Babel falling and them not wanting people to get the knowledge and find out who they really are, where you really originally came from, why a certain bloodline and royal bloodline has control on this earth. Okay? They don't be wanting you to know. Embryo. Okay, but it says our robobos. Infinity, internal, past life, and a past life. Okay, you were also a star energy that was trapped. You could have came down to this earth. Again, a star seed that came down to this earth to teach these things, to break this cycle. Merkaba. Okay, movement, a long distance travel. Yes, you came from a long ways away. You are a star seed. You're an energy that came. Damn, 33. Jesus was 33. Buddha was 33. All of these people were 33 at their ascension. 33-degree Masons. Come on, somebody. Come on, this got a lot to do with spiritual alchemy. Okay, you being a part of a spirit. If all of these Masons and all of these people could hold Earth Angels captive like they did in the past, and it wasn't enough star seeds here to evolve this world, then they will be able to keep control, and they will be able to use this time travel, these embryos, these wombs. They will be able to continue to make these clones so that they can keep themselves at a part of time in life when they were in control. They're no longer in control. They can't gain control because the world is waking up. The Christ-like energy is waking up. The star seeds are waking up. The earth angels and the earth's balance is coming back. Okay? Yeah, manifesting multidimensional perception in attunement, in alignment with the earth. Agarthians, they are a part of the Galactic Federation as well. A lot of Agarthians, star seeds are waking up, helping to evolve people. Y'all know back in the day, with President Eisenhower, you know, if you look up the time he disappeared, a lot of people thought that somebody kidnapped him or he had passed away and something happened to him. A lot of people think that there was clones being made of him, and then he came back out and was like, oh, I had a toothache, that's why I disappeared and I went on vacation real quick, right? Because when the president go on vacation, a lot of people know about the president going on vacation and shit. But this person actually, Eisenhower actually went and he talked to some aliens, okay? Some extraterrestrials from different planets. They've always been here, okay? They was here before us, before a lot of these Homo sapiens were made, okay? But before a lot of our star seeds came down here into the atmosphere to help Earth angels rise up and wake up, okay? But President Eisenhower was talking with some Palladians. I think Palladians from Targia or Tar, something like that. It starts with a T. Palladian star, the star galaxy is very, very big. And it's a lot of different extraterrestrials a part of this Palladian galaxy, okay? And You got good ones and bad ones. Like I said, it's good and bad and everything, okay? But we talking about the good ones. They came down to the earth and they told him, listen, give up that shit with this nuclear bomb and all that nuclear fighting shit. That's that Anunnaki technology. That's that custodial technology. The custodians and the Anunnaki work together to just cause chaos, okay? They're military-based extraterrestrial groups that go from place to place like parasites. They just take what they want from planets, dispose of it, blow it up, and move on to the next. The destroyers, okay? That's who they are. But the custodians and the Anunnaki, they came down here with all this bullshit about fighting and keeping everybody at wars, okay? And the Palladians came down here and they was like, listen, bro, give up on the nuclear war that you're trying to have and whatever, so we can help you and your planet raise the vibration, so y'all can be a free, independent planet, and y'all don't have to fight, y'all don't have to do wars, everything will be all cool. And Eisenhower was like, nah. No, I want nuclear technology. I want somebody like the Greys, or somebody who can help me come in, the custodians and the Anunnaki, who can help me build better nuclear power and shit, okay? Bullshit. Straight lizard energy, all right? So it was plenty of times where these earth angels, where these star seeds came down and tried to help him. In the Bible, it would have been angels coming down and giving wise counsel. But remember when I always said you had these what I call them, Jezebel spirits? What did I say? Whores of Babylon. You had these whores of Babylon that would come down and would tell the kings of the earth, you know, bad shit, predict bad shit, and tell them you should do this and you should put your money into this instead of doing this the right way. You shouldn't trust them, they're just trying to trick you, type of energy speaking in the background. Okay, so all Eisenhower had to say was, yeah, take all the nuclear shit off this earth and help us elevate, and we wouldn't be in the times that we in today. But he wanted to fight, he wanted to be big dog, okay? You also had other people, other extraterrestrials that came and talked to him from the Galactic Federation to try to raise the vibration around here, and he just turned that shit down. He'd rather work with them low budget ass Greys. Okay? And he was the one who signed that paper where a lot of y'all get abducted. I say they took you to the moon, they did tests on you and all that shit like that, because the Greys were allowed to come down here. The Greys are like officers, and they're the officers of, they're like the police. The Greys are like the police of the Anunnaki and the custodians, because while they fight each other and try to, you know, be big dog in other planets and on their planet and shit, over here they left them to watch us. The Watchers, they be watching y'all ass, kidnapping y'all, doing tests on y'all. Remember how I said some of these stretch marks y'all got is actual abduction scars? They have no emotions. Okay, so they don't give a damn if it hurt. They don't care. But the whole thing, when they signed the release of, when Eisenhower signed the release of the Earth citizens or American citizens over to these Greys, the agreement was that when they abduct you, you don't remember nothing, and they need to let the people at the secret military bases, they also need to do tests on you and see if you're okay, see if you're fit to walk around everybody else, see if they were abusing you or whatever. And the shit ain't been going right with whatever little contract they signed, whatever little agreement they signed, okay? Like I spoke, I was abducted, all right? I saw, literally with my eyes, I told a story where I saw that they tried to abduct my child, and I was finna morph into some sort of fucking animal and go like ham and save her. But I realized I don't have to act ugly. All I had to do was reach up and grab her. Like, y'all, I'm outside. And I be telling y'all to watch out for these clouds. Because like I also said, across the street from me, it's a big open field, cursed land, but it's a big open field, and I will see the biggest shadows on this field, and ain't shit in the sky. Ain't no cloud or nothing to make this shadow. So these ships that they use, they cloak themselves, okay? And I feel like if your baby daddy had something to do with, yeah, these Palladian star seeds, Syrians, you can be of a Syrian bloodline, okay? Some of y'all could be blue avians or Ebens. We reading between the lines right now, because you got to understand why they gang stalking you, why everybody in the military got something to do with this. This could be a small military town. Why they do these things? Because they worship these extraterrestrials. They want favor with these extraterrestrials. They want the strongest weapons, okay? And you are a natural strong weapon. And they want to use you in order to entice these wars or do shit like this or give you as offerings. Because, you know, a long time ago, they used to just go ahead and push their ass over into a volcano. They used to give blood sacrifices. They can't do that shit no more. They got to do it a sneaky way. And they try to do it while in your sleep. okay, try to abduct you. But like I say, my baby, it was raining outside, and I felt like it was this big old cloud over the house, and something told me go back in. And when I went back in, all the lights in the house shut off, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I go upstairs to get her, and she pop out, and she like, Mom, and I'm like, what's up? Tell me what happened. You okay? And I'm like, okay, go back to your room. And she said when she went back in her room, she saw hands like claws reaching for her outside of the room. And when I walked in the house, when I told her to go in her room, when I walked in the house, something was standing right in front of me. Long arms, long skinny legs or whatever, because they have small grays and tall grays. This was definitely a tall gray. The small grays are the ones that conduct the experiments, but the tall grays is the one that'll snatch your ass up, the wranglers. So I'm seeing him right here. And all of a sudden I go upstairs and I see one of them standing at the bottom of the stairs. And I told her to go in her room, and she told me she saw somebody reaching in her room. I had a dream later on when I took a nap, or later on that night, that what actually was going on was I saw her lifted up to the roof, and she had gauze all over her from all the scars. And she was looking at me like, help me. And that's when I was finna morph into some fucking animal. And like, I just realized, no, all I have to do is reach up and get her. She's still here. It was like they was trying to suck her through the roof, but they couldn't do it. Okay. But then you think about it, the upside down. All right. The upside down that was in, that show with the Demogorgons in 11. I can't remember what, Stranger Things. The upside down, it had me thinking that that's how they do it. They do it from an alternate universe. They will take you somewhere to an alternate universe and do whatever they want to do to you, you know. And that's why she was up on the roof. It was like the upside down. I know that sounds crazy. I don't know why I said that. Maybe somebody can resonate with that, but definitely that was some sort of sacrifice. When I say these people try to sacrifice you to an entity, it could be the government. They try to sacrifice you to an entity. These custodians, these Anunnaki, these grays, okay? That alien shit for real. Y'all see too much going on in the sky to think it ain't real. Okay? Like I said, you can be, the Palladians can be trying to help you, wake you up because you're a part of the Syrian starseeds. You could be a blue avian. You could be a Palladian of that T word. I can't think of what it is. Okay? But you got to read between the lines in order to figure out this mystery. Hold on. Okay, Holy Spirit said these people that live on the side of the water using this water element could be blue avians. Mysticism, these mystics. They could be blue avians. Working against y'all. Somebody has a crashed spaceship. I did do UFO under a organization, or UFO under a church. It's the Vatican. The tomb. Waking up the tomb, opening up the tomb of Satan, the spaceship. Damn, Amun-Ra used to ride on a golden disc when he was telling everybody he was the king and what you need, you know, God for. When I'm sitting here right in front of your face, he had a golden disc. The golden disc is under the Vatican. Pentagram. The golden disc is under the Vatican. Air element. I'm talking too much. They fly. Okay, hot air balloons. Back in the day, when you look on a lot of hieroglyphics or cave drawings, they actually had planes. They had submarines. They had all of this shit back then. Shadow self. This is something they wanted to hide from y'all. The elevation, the education, the miseducation is what they wanted to produce. You got some mantis out here as well. It's a lot of different beings on this earth. Yeah. Teaching the alchemy, the philosopher's stone, trying to understand everlasting life, using earth to try to find out how to have everlasting life. Didn't I say them fucking tall grays? What are they doing, y'all? I kid you not. And I just got this deck. Like, when this shit happened, I didn't have this deck. Reptilians working with these tall grays to sacrifice y'all. Didn't I say push you over into the volcanoes? Sacrifice you to this fire element. Come on now. Alpha Centaurians, foresight, planning, strategy. Star seeds, you gotta wake up. Short grays doing experiments. Andromedans, they are a part of the Galactic Federation as well. The Andromedans are telling y'all. Now this say Alpha Draconians. It should just be Draconians. Alpha Draconians are actual dragons from back in the day when they used to hunt humans down. But the reason dragons disappeared was because they went to the 5D. They elevated to the 5D. These Draconians couldn't do it. Now these Draconians are scared of these Alpha Draconians, which are the actual dragons, okay? They put fear in their heart. But this is like the second round, okay? The little cousin of the Alpha Draconians, which is the regular Draconian, which is dressed like a fucking pope. Here, heavy on the Syrians once again. I didn't know it was 2 cards up here. Yeah, Syrians A and Syrians B. Okay, from different planets. So basically, it's a lot of it's a galactic war going on, and we a part of it. And that's why they have us. That's why I told y'all Earth is flat. Fight with your mamas. Earth is flat because they have us trapped in a biodome. They're using us as experiments, and it's time for us to wake up so we can get the fuck up out of here. We can elevate and get the fuck up out of here. Okay, I know I went through all of that, but let me pull some cards, and we'll get up out of here. Y'all know once a week we gotta do our little educational shit. Okay. We gotta raise this vibration. That's what I'm here for, to help y'all raise the vibration. I didn't escape too many death plots to be around here talking about nonsense. Now, I don't mind talking about divine love because that's part of the plan as well. When they get the divine love in here, they can't send these incubus and succubus spirits up in here. You know, every alien wants some little earth angel cootie. Y'all gotta watch yourselves, okay? Let's see what's going on. I ain't went too far. I like for y'all who come to listen to the education and listen to me rant about the things that I learned and I read about, and that the Galactic Federation let me, you know, help me find and research so that I can come tell y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Straight up. Even for the ones who don't believe that I know these things that I know. Hey, we all here. Let me shuffle this again. The cartel could possibly be involved in this situation. They could be using a lot of these organization gangs and groups to come kidnap folks for their experiments, okay? There's no doubt. Alright, Holy Spirit. Huntington's disease. Somebody might have Huntington's disease. Could be a Filipino practitioner who came against you. Could be trying to do some sort of mental magic against you. Huntington's disease stops the brain over time. Alright, we got the UK, Scotland involved in this. A sea serpent could be trying to sacrifice people to the Loch Ness monster, the sea serpent. Trying to hide the sea serpent. I'm hearing something about a portal. Okay, someone opened a portal in the UK. Every time they open this portal, you see the Loch Ness monster. The Loch Ness monster is like a omen. Okay, they're trying to open up a portal to a dark side. Let the omen in. Let the omen in to let something in. So the Loch Ness monster is an omen. They could be using electromagnetic weapons with this military abuse. Okay, the reason that the custodians and the Anunnaki was so advanced is because people on Earth was trying to fight with them hands, fight with their swords, fight with their spears, and these motherfuckers came in here with little rays, pew pew pew, shutting people down. Okay, electromagnetic weapons. They want to make it to where you have memory loss, so that's what they use to keep us on the lower vibration. Okay, that you have an inability to concentrate, saying everybody got autism, saying motherfuckers out here attention span ain't worth a damn, put them on medicine. All right, causing headaches, random headaches, having trouble sleeping. All right, we got some leprechauns. Somebody's out here conjuring leprechaun energies. These are fae spirits. Okay, fae doesn't necessarily mean fairy. Fae means mythical creatures. Okay, and this person could be using these mythical creatures, these leprechauns, for to send negative energy around you. I'm hearing imps could be used as an imp. This vampire cult. Okay, somebody in Scotland that's a part of this vampire cult could be conjuring these leprechaun energies to try to keep you off your game. Dwarf planet, dwarfs, leprechauns, strife and discord that cause all kind of bullshit in your home, bullshit in your life. Like I said, imps, devil spirits that come cause all kind of chaos for you. Okay, a Jack and Jill organization. Somebody in a Jack and Jill organization that could be Scottish. Are part of this vampire cult with sucking energy from these sun energies. Eris could be pulling energy from the planet Eris. Okay. Such a big stack, man. Alright, Mount Hubbard in Alaska. That could be one of these secret bases where they do this research at off this planet Eris that's connected to the planet Eris. Okay. You got a second chance at life. An Indian practitioner could have been working against you. Okay, somebody baby mama possibly hired an Indian practitioner to work against you. A crashed spacecraft. Heavy on a crashed spacecraft. Somebody's spacecraft crashed after they got into it. Whether you know it or not, the Galactic Federation and these archangels are here and they're fighting against these negative energies. Okay, crashed spacecraft. I'm seeing the Black Knight, the Dark Knight, which is a Garthian spaceship, I think. Okay, So they out here fighting, crashing these folks' spaceships. One of them crashed spaceships could, you know, pop up on the news as a crashed airplane. I hear a lot now about private planes crashing. It ain't no fucking private plane, it's spaceships crashing. Didn't I say them spaceships be hiding in them clouds over y'all house? Oh, okay. Your ex is an alien. He was a part of this cult. He's a clone. He's a handler. Okay, he's a part of this cult. You need to find a familiar, a pet. This pet will find you. Okay. Didn't I say they want to push you over the volcano? You could have Mexican blood in you, Mayan blood, okay? Papa Copter, that volcano right there. Okay, that can have something to do with it. Mormon science, they want to use you to find out they want a second chance at life. They want to use you to try to find the secret of life. Okay, I can't even think of it, y'all. Hold on. I said the secret of life. What did I call it earlier? They want to find out how to live forever, basically, okay? And using Mormon DNA research, all right? They do a lot of research. They bury people, they mummify people to this day in pyramids, and they open up certain portals. These pyramids are connected to the Anunnaki and the custodians because they use these pyramids as energy sources. Somebody want to put you in the bottom of one of these pyramids. They want to do DNA research on you. All right. Somebody who's a part of this Mormon science who could have been trying to attack you has 3 years bad luck. They could be a part of the Zeta Tau Alpha Women's sorority. All right, somebody in the Gore Range Mountains. Maybe your ex checks in at the Gore Range Mountains. Maybe that's where he used to check in when he was doing his little military shit. Yeah, vampire cult, Yoni power, trying to manifest things off of your Yoni power. Caribbean trafficking rings. Okay, so you got some people who may be trying to kidnap people, or you may have been kidnapped from the Caribbean island somewhere, and they brought you up here to strategically place you in some sort of vampire cult town. Okay, and you're gonna find out who your real parents are. Real parent is Leonard Leo can have something to do with this. Remember, I had that Leo energy, that strength card. These are your monitoring spirits, possibly trying to shut you down on your socials. People who could be doing gang stalking against you as well. They could be attached to this ex of yours. Esoteric abuse. They're burning books to cover their asses. They're burning books and getting rid of the history. I saw somebody said that these people was trying to take it was an article actually, not a person, but trying to say that these people trying to get rid of their unfavorable history when they was beating on black folks, when they killed when they killed a lot of Native Americans, when they made them walk on the trail of tears and all that shit. They're trying to get rid of that so that they don't look bad. Okay, they're trying to get rid of that history. Esoteric abuse, so that they don't get caught for all the things that they did against those people of this earth. But if Archangel Gabriel then sounded the horn, blew the horn out here, which one of the seals have been, okay, the fifth seal also talks about how the people who died here of like abuse, they're speaking out and they asking and they're crying to God, asking God, how long will you let this go on? When will you stop this? You know what I'm saying? That is that judgment card. That's why it's the time of judgment. They didn't open up the fifth fucking seal and dead people is talking. People who died here, the ancestors, they're asking, how long, oh Lord, will you let this last? How long will you let this go on? Pastor and priest, come on now, I ain't got to lie to y'all. I know some of y'all might think I sound crazy, but if you hear for a reason, baby. Ain't nothing crazy about it. That's what they want to say. They want to say you crazy. They want to push people like me back into volcanoes and sacrifice us. They want to throw us in these mental institutions to try to say we crazy, so they can put us in these damn secret bases and do experiments and shit on us. Okay, pastor, priest, got something to do with this shit. Cape Grass syndrome. You believe that your family and friends have been replaced and switched out. Monitoring spirits, they have. Okay, people trying to say you crazy and you got Cape Grass syndrome because you don't believe that your mama, your daddy, your people, they're not. Find you a familiar, because that's the only motherfucker that's gonna make some sense to you. Okay, the lizard man of Ore Swamp. Reptilians. Back to the card, reptilians, okay? Them big ass lizards walked this earth a long time ago and the Native Americans fought against them. That's where the lizard man of Ore Swamp and shit came from. South Carolina, okay? In the wooded areas, these motherfuckers stay. They got red eyes and they're very large, okay? They about 7 feet tall. A humanoid, okay? They hide in tunnels. They hide in pipes. They hide in drainage pipes and shit. Hiding in the drainage pipes and shit, all right? In Mount Denali or Mount McKinley, whatever you want to call it, in Alaska, we got some shit going on there, okay? A secret base. Somebody could be directing these Caribbean trafficking rings from Mount Denali and Mount McKinney. I just saw that. All right, we got a prime minister involved. They took you to the moon. Didn't I tell you that? Okay, botulism, difficulty breathing. They're trying to do something in your air around you, spraying that shit out the back of them planes to cause difficulty breathing. Okay, high power microwave weapons. They're using those on people on Earth. These high power microwave weapons, testing y'all out, but y'all are getting angelic justice. Okay, that judgment card. The black ones, shadow people, are doing some of this esoteric abuse with these pastors and priests. Okay, Bohemian Grove. I don't even think I read that. The Bohemian Grove has something to do with this. Okay, the Bohemian Grove is a grassy oasis of tombs and gravestones. I visited that place in my dreams before. Radio interference. Okay, trying to mess with some sort of radio interference. Well, trying to cause radio interference. Could be listening in on certain stuff. All right, someone's being groomed. The CEO of something is grooming someone. This person is a racist. Paternal aliens from the floods, the Anunnaki, the damn the Anunnaki, the damn custodians. Okay, something's going on at this mountain in Nepal. Didn't I say the Opus D? Trying to preach these teachers and take the earth angels out of this situation. All right, Hamish turtle dragons also involved. The world is going to be balanced. These two cards that ain't supposed to be in here. The world is going to be balanced. Okay, Libra, heavy on the balance. Cooperative. These entities are trying to get what they want before they have to run and hide and go to a different planet. All right, a caregiver, grandparents. You might have some money coming in. That could have been something that they stopped you from. Remember I said that generational, the 10 of Pentacles. You're supposed to be having some sort of generational inheritance, which possibly could be land on this earth that these paternal aliens took over, and they did because, so they can dig up stuff, dig up gold. Okay, you might have some land from your bloodline that belongs to you, and they don't want to pay you back for that shit. All right, causing floods. Didn't I say these paternal aliens caused the flood? These Anunnaki, Palladian DNA, heavy on the Palladian energy. Travel under attack. 5 years bad luck. Somebody got 5-year bad luck for trying to mess with your car. Palladian DNA. Let's see if it's good or bad. It's good or bad. It's both involved in this situation. So you got Palladians working on your side, and then you got Palladians coming against you. That could be working with these Anunnaki, paired up with them, paired up with these custodians. Floods gonna happen in Nepal around this mountain. They're trying to raise a titan. Mount Kilimanjaro has something to do with this as well. So all these mountains I'm talking about, all these mountains that I have in this deck are the highest, are some of the highest mountains on earth. And they're using these mountains to conjure up these demons. A lot of these mountains are old pyramids. A lot of these mountains are actual volcanoes. Didn't I say they want to push your ass over in the volcano? This is where they do their sacrifices. Okay, Mount Kilimanjaro has a portal to the afterlife. The Nagai, the supreme being, the source of life and fertility, is there. All right, the Trilateral Commission, the Rockefellers funding North America, Japan, and Europe, they have something to do with this. You can hear sirens for confirmation on this. Okay, the sirens that you hear is letting you know that anybody coming towards you, karma on their ass. All right, Mount something in the Himalayas, another volcano. They're trying to raise up these titans through these volcanoes. All right, let's see what else we got. You have the Heritage Foundation also working against you. We're gonna say everything is allegedly. I ain't got time to go to court for nobody. Everything is allegedly, because they quick to try to say I'm trying to, you know, start stuff, but they're afraid of subversion. Okay, the state of being overthrown after attempt of undermining a government or political system or a person. Okay, somebody could be working from the Heritage Foundation in Mount Lincoln, Colorado. All right, someone's using a jinn. The Shamirish jinn, the judge jinn, all right, or the judge, another judge from another religious group could be putting judgment on some of these people. Okay, people who believe in the Cthulhu cult. Cthulhu cults are a part of the Cthulhu cult. Plato's the capital, trying to raise Athens again, trying to raise Atlantis again. Okay, some of these people who held these ancient breeding facilities in Athens. You have a father energy that's protecting you. Could be the Holy Spirit, the Holy Father. Okay, they're trying to access your DNA so they can get in your past lives. They're spiritual critters. All right? Didn't I say sex video? They upset that Christ is coming and they can't use the year of Jubilee. Okay, when he opened up the fifth seal on December 24th, 2024, he was opening up, he was starting a new year of Jubilee. They're trying to hurry up and speed past the fact that on the 50th year of Jubilee, they are supposed to return property. Didn't I say you're supposed to get some sort of inheritance? Y'all keep getting these readings about getting inheritance. That's because the 50th year of Jubilee, they ass is trying to skip it. Like, that's why they keep taking an hour from time and an hour off of time and trying to do all this time zone warping and all that shit like that, because they want to skip over the fact where they got to give you your shit back. Okay? The prophet and the pariah. Come on, somebody. Dungeon parties. These people have underground dungeon parties. We got leprechauns. We got gnomes. They're using these gray aliens. Okay, when you actually look up gray aliens and you look at their description, most of the time they're a little green. They're grayish green. Leprechauns, green. Gnomes, short men, green. These are these grays, all being caught. And you know it's a lot of them in Alaska, because that's where them fucking alien bases at. Come on, somebody. Mount Hunter, Alaska, alien bases, working with these fallen angels. Come on now. Somebody could be from the Kappa Alpha Psi, using these air demons, using these y'all, what card was that? Oh, there's an Anunnaki. Using these I'm finna find them in a minute. I know what they look like. I gotta get their name. Blue avians. Could be using these blue avians. Okay? It's also something else I'm supposed to show y'all. The Anunnaki. This is the Anunnaki card. A lot of people like to say, oh, Anunnaki is black people. And most people who had to sit in the sun and suffer from the sun were melanated. They learned how to suck. They started off this way, and they learned how to abduct and suck melanin out of our skin so that they can survive in the sun. That melanin is that gold. If you hear black people saying, oh yeah, the Anunnaki black and they gonna come back and save us, and they know the fuck they not. The Anunnaki don't like you. They don't like nothing about you. A lot of human beings and people who existed a long time ago were blue. Were blue black. Okay? That don't mean they black like your ass. Abduction scars, like I said, okay? Somebody's using jinn. A Muslim practitioner could be using jinn, and then you got a Greek practitioner who could be using harpies. Okay? A Japanese practitioner who could be using the tengu. All these demons associated with the wind, and I did pull the air card out of there. These people are using satellite phones. Anything else out of this deck before I shut this reading down? Once a week we're going to do some readings like this, okay? Hopefully we'll be able to do more, but I know my messages be coming through. Alright, nothing else out of there. It's judgment time. When y'all keep hearing this judgment, this is what it's talking about. It's judgment. When y'all keep hearing y'all gonna get y'all generational wealth, this is what we're talking about. You're gonna get the earth back. Worship gene control. These demons are using worship gene control, okay? When they made Homo sapiens, they made sure they put something in your DNA to make you have to worship or want to worship something. And that's when they put religions in play. They gave you something to worship, okay? That was all Umun-Ra. That was all Semajah. That was all Satan. Same person. Zeus. Same person. Same entity. They showed themselves in different ways when they split up the Tower of Babel. They thought it would be easier to conquer smaller groups of people because they couldn't go against the Tower of Babel. It was too many people knowing the truth. So they split everybody the fuck up. Okay? I know a lot of people say, why doesn't Europe put a bridge in between them and Africa? And people be like, oh, because it's racist, like that card I just pulled out. Because they don't want y'all getting together learning nothing. They split up the continents for a reason. That is splitting up the Tower of Babel. All right, we got some people of the ancient mystic order of the Rose Cross. They got something to do with this shit. They're focusing on prosperity and victory and love and beauty. They could be the ones doing all these beauty spells and shit on Earth Angel feminine energies. Some people using electromagnetic radiation against y'all. Somebody could be targeting a Viking bloodline. A Haitian practitioner could also be targeting y'all. Let me get this card off the floor that flew way over here across the room. All right, when I kept speaking on your mother ain't your mother, your father ain't your father, your family ain't your family, okay, because you were traded out in a nursery. They tested your blood. Why you think they pricked them babies' feet? They want to see what bloodline you come from, and then they strategically place you in these horrible ass cult families and groups. Even they'll move you across state line, trafficking. They'll move you across state line because they want to put you in some fucked up ass city so they can use you for an energy source, so they can preach their bullshit. All right, you got a hitman that was in this nursery trafficking shit. She's a woman. They took you to a different planet, took you to the moon. The moon is a base. It's not a real planet. It's not a part of Earth. It's a base that's in this rotation. It's the satellite that rotates around to watch y'all ass and all of that. Somebody from the Anglican Church, okay, had something to do with this shit. The Freemasons of the Anglican Church. East Coast ring. You could be from the East Coast. You could be from the Caribbean naturally. They placed you somewhere else. Trafficked y'all through those rings to get you somewhere else. To focus on your bloodline. Okay, Vikings. They are connected to the Anunnaki. They have a lot of technology. Like they little boats. I say little boats. Like the Vikings had them fast ass ships. Nobody could beat a Viking ship. It's because it was an extraterrestrial ship. It had extraterrestrial technology. Okay, that's for somebody. A lot of y'all may have that Anunnaki blood in y'all because they created Homo sapiens. It's okay. You ain't gotta fuck with them folks. They don't fuck with you. They jealous of y'all education. Okay, they jealous because you want to elevate. All right, you got a stalker that's a male. All right, the ruler of this country got something to do with it. That's why they preach all this bullshit propaganda. These hidden political Nazi spies who like to do mining companies through these underground tunnels in South Africa, and y'all around here trusting that man with them plastic ass cars and stuff. Where he from? Trying to tell y'all how to live in America. Where he from? Well, South Africa. Y'all better pay attention. South African. Let's get into it. The Anunnaki and the South African mines, they started that. They started digging up gold. They found out that, I think in Tanzania or somewhere, they found out, I gotta research where it was, but they found out that they were a lot, or Zimbabwe. It might have been Zimbabwe, where they found out there's a lot of gold. And that's the first place that they landed that damn ship on and tried to dig gold and create mines. And then they Anunnaki people got tired of digging down there, so they created Homo sapiens to do so. And that was right next to the Garden of Eden. All right, Uranus, a gas planet. Mental magic manipulation. They could be trying to use the mental magic manipulation on the Uranus, wherever it is in your birth chart. Nuclear bombs. That's what they all about. Bombing stuff, blowing shit up when it don't go their way. Getting rid of evidence. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Anything else from the Galactic Federation? I think that's it for this time. We got churn screaming all that. Didn't I say Zimbabwe? Ain't this crazy? All right, and then we got some Muslim practitioner who could be using Zalba, yeah, Zalba or something. The clone, the cyclone gene. Okay, rides in whirlwinds and thunder. Somebody want to try to start a tornado? All right, face is masked by storms and smoke. Wild and very unpredictable, bringing sudden change. Yeah, somebody want to start a whole bunch of weather manipulation, okay? To try to hide things. Anything else? Alright, nothing else out of here. But I heard I had to grab this deck. Boons and bangs. Let's see. Victory, okay? You getting the victory. You got the Galactic Federation. You got the ancestors, people from the planet. Well, planets are just planes, different planes. If this is a flat Earth, then there's no planets. It's just different domes, different planes, different, like Antarctica with the ice walls, different ice walls surrounding different lands. Okay, they got a land of mermaid. They got a land of what's them people? I can't think of their name. That's half people, half goat. They got all of these people, all of these mythical creatures and stuff that exist in different planes behind the ice wall, and they go kidnap them, drop them off over here, and see how they survive. I'm telling you, this is a testing ground, okay? Somebody's having an allergic reaction while you get a victory. Okay, this allergic reaction could be possibly from these vampire spirits, because she got a cloak on. These vampire spirits who are trying to gain the golden energy that was in your veins, gain the melanin that's in your blood, gain the power of the mitochondria so that they can survive in the sun. They can't live in the sun, they're parasites. That's why they want to use chemtrails to block out the sun, because they want parasitic energies to take over. They want sickness. The pale horse of death. Don't they come after sickness? Don't they got a horse that's sickness? I can't think of the colors of the horses. But you just chill. You might be an earth traveler, okay? You might be a time traveler. All right, you making these people look like fools out here. They don't like that. All these different practitioners and different folks, okay? And even though they got faith spirits working against you, you got faith spirits that's working with you. I was gonna say for you, okay? Then we got this little baby on the sun. Remember I told y'all I had that dream where they were hiding the children inside of flowers because something was coming through there to take the children away. All right, the unbaptized children of Eve is what the church call them, and they call Eve unbaptized children of Eve. They call Eve in the Palladian account of what happened on earth. They said that the Palladian women that were helping these earth angel women, these empress energies, just like us starseeds are now, they said those Palladian women were helping the earthly women. And that's who the snake in the Garden of Eden was, that told Eve and gave her the knowledge, told her to eat from the tree of knowledge so that she can help Adam. Come on now, put it together. Put it together. We got a lot of different starseeds and people from different planets that's helping us. Helping this earth angel energy. Helping the balance. It's too much misogyny out here. And we have to wake up to help the balance. Yeah. Air, affinity. Once again with the air. We got to talk our shit. We got to talk our shit. Anything else? I think this it, y'all. Sunless Shroud. Champion's Course. Shadows Betrayal. They keep trying to put us back in the dark. They want to start some sort of weather manipulation so that they can start the Great Flood again. They want to erupt all these volcanoes to set the world on fire because they don't want y'all awakening. They don't want y'all finding out that soon as y'all gotta understand, when the vibration goes up on the earth, when y'all tap in to y'all natural energies and we tap into our powers, and we, you know, that's what the Palladians that came down here was trying to do. The Palladians of Tar something, okay, or TAG or TAR something, okay, the good Palladians. That's what they were trying to come down here and tell them to get rid of them nuclear bombs for, because it was going to keep us stuck in just basically a mental mind fuck. And in order for us to elevate, you know, we would have had to get rid of all that. But these people just choose to keep fighting. They choose to keep setting off bombs. They choose to keep setting off wars. But if it took time for us to elevate, there would be no war. And then there will be no need for no Anunnaki. There will be no need for no custodians. That's what they don't want. They don't want you figuring out that they ain't nothing but some shit starters. Okay? I know a lot of people were saying, ooh, the Anunnaki gonna come back and they gonna be mad. Well, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on, because I'm telling you, me and my people ain't going. Y'all better jump on this train. All right, y'all. This is it. This is all my loves. I'm gonna go ahead and get into something else on my channel. So if they do try to use this against me in court, they can't say I'm crazy, because I got plenty sense. Let's go to another one. Meet me in the next one.